Welcome to the Penny Bloom Podcast. Ain't another place that has got more bombast. Romp past your mom, dad's listening to Tomcats. Talking everything that make you sad. We don't want that. We're here to make you smile. Put your mind at ease. Peace, love, and bloom, and always praise Keanu Reeves. This what we about. This some weeding now. We'll talk until we can't no more, and then we peacing out. Alright, let's go. Penny Bloom Podcast. It's the Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast. It's the Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome in to another episode of the Penny Bloom Podcast. 'Tis I, Colton Robertson, and you are back for a very special episode of the Penny Bloom Podcast. I am joined for the first time in months by the Bitches 4. I am joined by Joseph George. What's up, homie?
What up, what up? I'm very, very glad to be here. Always a pleasure.
Oh, I'm so glad to have you, buddy. I am also joined by Miles Buttress. What's up, homie?
Happy to come back for this, the reunion.
Oh, I'm so glad to have you back. And on the screen below me that I can see and you cannot, KBZ, Kyler Barnett. What is up, homie?
Oh man, so glad to be back. So happy to be with the boys again. It's been far too long, and like I was telling you guys before, it's good to be back. Good to be joshing with the gang.
Good to be back, and first time in 4 months since the last Star Wars project we had, the Bad Batch Bitches number 16. Was the last time we were all on a podcast together. That's August 20th.
It's quite the time.
It is December 30th. That is 4 months.
I wasn't even 21 at that point. God
damn. Kyler's aged an entire year since. But obviously, we're gonna reunite for the latest Star Wars project. And what are we calling this? Is this the Sarlacc Soundwave?
I really like the way that rolls off the tongue.
Yeah,
it just rolls.
Yeah.
No, I just feel like Sarlacc would be something that not anybody out there is thinking about. I mean, obviously they're thinking about it because, like, wow.
I mean, it's a pretty iconic opening scene we got here.
However, I feel like the naming of our podcast that might fly. That might be able to coast under the radar.
I know. That's why
I feel like there's not enough profanity in it.
I know. We went with bitches last time. I mean,
yeah.
The problem is bitches is such like a
cuss
word. Like there's never been a better time to be called
fuckers.
or like say someone's a bitch.
Fuckers.
But like anything else is just so crude.
Fuckers.
I mean,
the fet fuck boys.
The fat fuck boys.
That one was like right there. I feel like
it'll be the people's name. The people's name will be the
people's
fed
champ.
Yeah.
That is the Dwayne Rock Johnson name of our podcast.
It's we have the Dwayne Johnson is the Sarlacc Soundwave, and then the Rock is our Fets fuckers or Fets fuck boys.
Okay, yeah. So I'll title the episode and you'll see it. It'll appear as the Sarlacc Soundwave.
Yeah,
but you'll know truly once you get in. Like once you got inside the gate, you got past the red velvet rope.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're at the top turnbuckle. Man, you're talking to the fuck boys.
I feel like you've really made it when you can have that kind of dynamic with your name. You've got like a 1A.
It's like a VIP area. It's just you had to get through the first 3 minutes of the first episode.
You got the
and
public
name.
You
did it. But hey, I'm sure there were some people who heard me and went, "Fuck this."
Not today, bub.
Not today, bub. I said, "Hello, everybody," and they were like, "Fuck this guy, I'm out."
I want you to address me by name. No. Hey, Sam, this is for you.
And you, Jeff.
Hey, my dad can watch. Let's go.
Yes. I knew it.
He's a
Let's
Jeff,
talk
not a Jerry.
Chapter 1 of the Book of Boba Fett, Stranger in a Strange Land, written by Jon Favreau, directed by Robert Rodriguez, released on December 29th, 2021. I mean, damn. we haven't had live action Star Wars in a little over a year. I know we got Bad Batch. And I love Bad Batch. You know I love Bad Batch, but there's something different.
Tickles
about
a different
that
bone.
live action Star Wars.
The visuals have just risen so high in these television shows. Like the things that they can do and show, and the scenery, the way that they can portray, especially these areas that we have accustomed to really love, but we get to go in depth more, like Tatooine, for example. Now, like there's just something about a live action that just makes you really want to, get real excited about.
It's just right. It's right there. It's in front of you. It's Tamara Morrison as Boba Fett, remembering his childhood, the prequel movies, looking at his helmet. Like, oh my fucking god, I love this.
The two Tatooine suns are like real, like right there. Like you see them. It's not like just two circles in the sky, like in a cartoon. It's like they're like suns.
They're like, real suns.
This
it's
is
crazy.
Like
they made a second sun.
They traveled to a
this.
different
Crazy.
galaxy for this.
That is kind of insane with the budget they had.
So I have to ask you guys, the whole, like, whenever he picks up his dad's helmet thing, I'm assuming I'm probably going to be the only one that thought it. But, like, his head's in there. And so, like, whenever I saw that scene, my first thought was, man, would it be so good if he picks it up and is looking at it and just plop. Just right out the bottom of the helmet.
I cannot deny I've also thought this
okay, I'm so happy.
And definitely in
not
there.
Not the first time I was a child, but upon rewatch.
It's occurred to me.
Yeah, no, like whenever I was watching this episode, I didn't think about it any other time that I had watched it. But this time, I see him, he picks up the helmet and he's looking at it like his dad's dead. And the only thought going through my mind is like, his head is just about to fall out of his helmet.
Well,
and
it did bounce around and roll around a bit.
Of the moment.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, when Mace
exactly,
it
bounced
did kind
around
of bounce,
there.
and it might have fallen out already.
Okay, I guess I was gonna say it bounced around, maybe it loosened it up, made it even easier to slip out.
I don't know. We got to ask George on this one. I think got to go straight to the source.
Hey,
I don't know,
Georgie boy. Let us know if you're watching today. Was his head still in the helmet?
We got
I can only imagine. I can't help but feel like George Lucas would definitely not take well to being called Georgie boy.
I just know George Lucas saw the name Sarlacc Soundwave and was like, "Those are four guys I can respect."
And then he hears that,
and then he heard Georgie boy, and he
said, "So now we have a new one."
Fets fuckboys and Fets fuckers.
We've now made a new one. So if you've made it to the 3-minute mark, you know how what we really call the show, and if you've made it to the 7-minute mark, we meant well. Okay,
we know your true name, Master Lucas. We know your true name. So yeah.
Okay.
That's kind of sexual in nature.
It's okay.
Okay, that one he might be on board with. We don't know. We can't confirm.
Oh, he's definitely on board.
He's definitely.
Oh yeah, sure, Master. That's cool. I'm all right with that.
You sound simultaneously like Jesse Eisenberg / Michael Cera /
Let's get into a scene-by-scene breakdown of the Book of Boba Fett. What do you say?
I thought we were already there with the whole helmet scene.
No, that happens a couple seconds in. There's a few things before it. We see we see Jabba's palace and some really cool shots that like really reminiscent of Return of the Jedi. Like it looked like it might have been extra footage, in fact, from 1983 for Return of the Jedi. It looked so much like the original shit. When I was watching it, I was like, God damn. They really replicated that place well, and it looks even better here than it did.
And I think it's such a good place to look at empty too. Is like, think about how we've seen it in the past, just like people everywhere, all kinds of creatures, weird shit going on, crazy shit going on. Now we're just seeing like this dead, just empty room. It really speaks to like it just made it easy to in your head fill those spaces and think about it, which I thought was a nice little touch.
I love it. I love it so much. And we later cut to, Boba Fett submerged inside his little Bacta tank, healing up, and he experiences flashbacks of Camino in Tapoca City, which we last saw, burning, which is kind of devastating.
Yeah, no longer there.
No longer there, indeed.
That kind of sucks, man.
Yeah, like your home planet doesn't exist.
Like, we're not going to be able to see that, like, anymore. I guess in this
I just really hate the idea that
know.
Boba would really have, like, connections. Like, he would have an emotional attachment to that place. It's a really sad place to have an emotional attachment. Like, that's my home planet. Yeah, in a horrible environment.
Well, I mean, you see in the Clone Wars, all the clones really fight to protect Kamino on multiple occasions. You know, like there's a certain degree of love, but you know, there's also the fact that Boba doesn't exactly identify himself as like he doesn't belong to anybody, as he would say. You know, he's.
Well, also, I mean, how good of like he clearly he's remembering it, but I don't know that necessarily means that he has this like super strong connection because he didn't. Also, I don't think he really grew up there, so it wasn't like the clones who was there from. Yeah, because the clones were there for. I mean, obviously they grew quicker, but they were there until they were in essence adults.
What a shite place to be like. I was born there.
That's fair.
You were created there.
You were made. You were manufactured there. But you know that after that flashback, it is him cradling the helmet of Jango Fett and presumably also his head.
Yep, and his head plops out. That was a deleted scene.
I just hope we break.
You had to have
down,
special Disney Plus access.
I just really hope we break down George Lucas like Sopranos fans broke down David Chase to just finally be like, "Fuck it, Tony died. Okay, he's dead. It happened." I just hope we break down George so much to a point where he's just like,
"Fuck it." His head was
you know, the head it was in there. Okay, it didn't fall out. He got lucky. As soon as he set it down off camera, it fell out. I mean, what do you want me to say?
Yeah.
I just hope that.
Wait, okay, no, but does he wear his dad's armor, right?
Oh man!
He took his dad's severed. He took his dad's severed head out of his helmet.
Shit. That's even worse to think about.
That makes me so happy.
I am team. It fell out on the roll and the bounce. Nope. I'm praying for Boba's sake. Hey man, it took like a 40-foot fall. That thing definitely fell out.
That just made it so much darker. He 100% had to like.
Man, imagine having to clean that thing.
That out.
Damn,
I don't know. You really wouldn't have to clean
to a dark place.
You wouldn't have to clean though because it was a lightsaber, so it like cauterized.
Oh, okay, fair. Good thinking.
So it's not like thankfully it's not like he's having to like.
It's not like that guy waking up in the bed next to the horse head in The Godfather. Like he ain't got a mess.
Yeah. It's a clean removal at least.
Yeah, clean removal of his father's head from its body. In the next flashback, Fett struggles within the confines of the Sarlacc. We get the scene where it's like we were wondering, are they going to address this? How the fuck did he get out of there? And they were like, actually, it was quite simple.
Actually, you remember Parks and Recreation? Word for word.
Do you remember what Patton Oswalt predicted? That's literally what we're going to do. And you know what? I fucking loved it. I loved every second of it.
I mean, I don't know how much you could really spin it. I mean, other than that, I mean,
other than that, but
it's not like his jetpack's gonna suddenly work. It's what got him in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like obviously,
I thought he was gonna disintegrate the whole Sarlacc. Like, would have just been sick just seeing him like say like, "Fuck it," disintegrate and him just
when you
fall.
Disintegrate? What happens when you disintegrate one of those things from within? Do you disintegrate with it?
That's a good question.
Much to
think
about.
Does like the other
Joseph, whenever
you
disintegrate, does your food disintegrate with you?
See,
I think we have to consult George again. Yep.
I am definitely remembering how quickly we could turn these 50 to 45 minute episodes into fucking absolute tanks.
Into an hour and a half of talking.
Yeah, because we're literally like 45 seconds into the episode.
Does your food disintegrate with you? Hey, let's talk about it.
No, there weren't a lot of ways that they could have gone.
Oh my god, I was just going to say that. Oh my god.
I love this.
There weren't a lot of ways that they could have gone with the scene, but I'm really happy that like now there are so many TikToks of where they have someone playing the scene on one screen and then playing Parks and Recreation on the other scene as he word for word we see the Mandalorian gauntlet shoved through the sand.
Yeah.
Hey, I will say, I did love the moment like when the camera pans and you see the stormtrooper all coiled up in there. That was pretty. I like that. This whole thing was like, nice
and
touch.
like they were like, yeah, we're inside the Sarlacc, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we.
No way around it. You know, like
it didn't.
He's in there.
it didn't look like they like CGI'd it, because I was kind of thinking they like if they were gonna do something like that it would all be CGI. This looked like they made it back in like the original like whenever they made the original Star Wars. Like the way they did the effects here is because it looked like they just built a room, hung up a bunch of stuff, and then just made it all slimy and said, "All right, we're gonna make you just crawl out."
What do you think they used
This episode of Book of Boba sponsored by KY Jelly.
A bunch of meat. With meat prices these days, I don't know.
Like that's whenever I was watching the scene, I was like, "This, like, I like this. This looks gross." And
it
they
was
did it
pretty
really
gross.
well.
They did do it really well, but we see him climb out of the fucking great pit of Carcoon. Legendary name, Carcoon. Are you fucking kidding me? I love that.
That's what.
That whole area is the pit of Carcoon. The Sarlacc pit is in it.
Okay,
dude, once again, I feel like we've had this conversation before, but the naming people over at Star Wars really deep in their bag.
They really do.
At all times.
Okay, like I love it, but I've seen too many things of like where they've like renamed stuff, like the whole jazz thing.
Jizz.
Like the fact that jazz, they were like, well, it can't just be space jazz. We're gonna call it jizz.
It's in another universe,
like,
man. Jizz
the
is
fact
a jizz
that that's
over there.
real
it's
is just
somewhere.
so stupid.
It's jizz o'clock somewhere.
Hey, you're literally just like
somewhere.
Okay, the thing. Oh god. All right.
Remember, he crawls out, and then
so it took us what, like 16 minutes to get the first jizz joke and a control me, daddy.
Do you guys remember
record times here?
Boba all fucking tired because he was inside of a Sarlacc for who knows how long he was out for. That's got to be pretty draining and hurtful. And he later that night he's discovered by a group of Jawas, these little motherfuckers, as Kyler would say.
God. I can't fathom how someone could possibly be pro Jawa. I just feel like eradicate the Jawas. Just
eradicate?
Purge.
Okay.
Either that or someone needs to dedicate them to an actually purposeful and meaningful lifestyle that is not just fucking annoying as shit. Okay? That is all I have to say on the subject.
I'm not gonna lie. I did not think that the first genocide would come from Kyler.
Hey,
I really thought
he was in the hashtag Anakin was right.
Hold on. These are the Jawas, not the Sand People.
Oh, but I have a feeling Kyler's going to be like the Tatooinians. They're all the same.
Nah.
Kill them all.
I mean, Sand Raider's kind of fucking. Oh man, damn it, Miles! I just thought about the Lego Star Wars mission with the fucking the pod racers and the fucking Tuskens shooting the shit at you.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh god damn it!
That
man,
bothered me when I was a child.
You got me close. You got me close.
And now we're on to the kill all Tatooine.
Hey, you can't get rid of the canteen.
You know what? They went
get rid
wrong.
Of that.
They blew up the wrong Skywalker's planet.
No. Okay,
blow up Tatooine.
Listen, you have to save Tatooine strictly for the two suns. The two suns strictly, just because those visuals, just too much potential there.
I guess we wouldn't have
we wouldn't have any of
the Millennium Falcon. We wouldn't have the Cantina. We wouldn't have maybe Tatooine.
No, Tatooine's worth saving. Yeah.
No, they can never blow up Tatooine. Tatooine
with intelligent life.
Fair. No. Maybe don't blow up any planet with a death ray.
One planet
I'm
has
pro
to be
planet.
destroyed. I'm pro Death Star.
But
I'm pro.
The Jawas literally take everything off Boba's body. They're those guys. They see someone on the ground knocked out, and they're like, take his wallet, take his shoes.
Yeah, screw the whole Good Samaritan. Like I'm gonna help you out, man. It's not you're knocked down. Fuck you, bitch. Mine.
Took his jetpack.
That's what I'm saying. Either give them some new purpose, a new direction that doesn't piss me off, or just fucking.
They do. I have never seen. We saw
it. Just take advantage of the situation.
It's Suka. Yeah. It's the egg.
Yeah, they just take advantage of the situation. That's all they do. They're just going around the desert.
I think what
Kyler said. So why do you got to be stealing shit? If you just want an egg, why you got to be stealing shit?
That's how they live, man.
Listen, man.
At least,
bro, you gotta steal to get the egg. It's an old Jawa adage.
Listen, man. I don't be going to the store to pick up some sukas and then just go fucking hit a lick on all the other groceries I need. I go fucking pay for them like a civilized human.
Go to grocery stores. They can't go to grocery stores.
Nah, man. If you're trying to tell me,
specifically invented grocery stores on Earth so as to prevent you from stealing all the other products in search of your suka.
Man, I can't fathom how we can vouch for the Jawas here. I can't vouch. I can't figure out why we are going. Why would you be why would you side with the Jawas?
Nah,
I'm not saying I would side with them.
I mean, dude, how many crises could have been fucking avoided if not for the damn Jawas? We have seen them in 3 separate occasions just fucking shit up. Just absolutely fucking shit up. And I am sick of it.
Hey, let's not act like Boba Fett is such a good guy here. He deserved this. The last time we saw him, he was trying to kill Luke.
That's true. This is just the Force kicking his ass. Don't mess with our boy.
This is like 2 weeks after he tried to kill Luke and froze Han in a block of in a solid rock.
He
deserved it.
But was it cool though?
Was it cool whenever the Jawas pulled up on him and said, "Mine"?
Exactly. It wasn't.
Cool.
But it was kind of fucking cool when Boba did all the other shit, even though it was fucked up. And then look, we already know.
You know what, Kyler?
We are.
You win.
Actually, you know what, Kyler? Hey,
that's a sign Colton wants to move on. I know this I know this move.
Yeah.
I've seen it 100 times on Joker. I know what's coming here.
He's been on my side of it so many times.
All right, so on with the episode anyway.
But so we're gonna keep shitting on the Jawas here in a second though, because Fett, wakes up and the Jawa just knocks him the fuck out.
That shit was I love that. That shit was hilarious.
That was so funny.
He reached up like no, don't take it. He said, "Bitch, get away from me. Don't touch me."
Dude, that was outstanding.
It's like that move whenever I don't know, you're getting ready to kill a spider and it starts moving and you just don't even think about it and you just react. You're like, no, get away.
Yeah. Yep. Just knocked him the fuck out for it too. Impressive strength on that Jawa.
Man, I'd wax the fuck out of that piece of shit.
Maybe we're headed in a direction where Boba retaliates and you get your wish.
God forbid.
In a Michael Corleone style swearing in, they're like, do you renounce Satan and all his ways? And he's like, yes, I do. And then there's a whole montage of a bunch of Jawas just getting fucking whacked.
I hope so.
Wow.
Since you're on the
That's definitely where the show's going.
I gotta ask.
I can see it.
Joseph, I feel like you'll have an opinion on this as well. How do you think Jawas taste?
Ooh,
like shit.
Not good.
Like shit.
It tastes like shit. Yeah.
We've discussed.
No creature with such little fucking positive output in the fucking world could taste
goodness.
Hey, but you remember how you were like those little eggs from season 2 of The Mandalorian? You were like, those could be Boba. What about those Suka?
It's
we
not
gotta consider Suka.
But
the following day, a group of
good.
Tusken Raiders stumble upon the unconscious Boba Fett. They're like, "Oh, what's up with this motherfucker?" And
chain him up.
Said, "Oh, what's up with this motherfucker? He just got jumped by a bunch of Jawas. Mine now.
Drag him.
We own you now."
Yeah, the Jawas leave the scraps, and he's still getting taken advantage of. They said, "Nope, you want soulless here, motherfucker. You're my slave now."
Including
they said, "Oh man, did you just get jumped? Ooh, sick. You're coming with us now.
You're gonna dig in the sand with your bare fucking hands." Can we talk about how that sand's... There are 2 suns on that bitch. That sand is like a gazillion degrees.
No, man. He was devastated.
He needed some lotion.
What the fuck were what are they digging up? Are those like coconuts? Are those Saiyan
like
coconuts?
Water, bro. It's water. He said I need.
But they're in little fucking. But they're in little fucking like coconuts. What like?
It's Tatooine, bro.
Where are those growing?
In the sand, man.
Maybe they're centuries old, buried under old Tatooine.
Sun.
Or above.
Yeah, but that was sitting 2 inches deep.
It's a universe
he said,
it's a sick joke. The Tusken Raiders just hide them and then tell them to go dig them up just because they need.
This is a universe where a guy blew up a Death Star, by using the Force and stuff. So, I think
there's
water
balls
under sand.
Under the ground.
Yeah, but okay, if there are just water balls under the ground, then why the fuck are there water farms? Just go dig up some water.
They're probably only in the sand dunes, the desert sea of Tatooine that you don't want to be near.
Only the sand people know about them, maybe. Maybe no one knows about that. And they're just like, damn, there's water under here the whole time? That's wild.
Damn, I can go dig up a coconut? Shit.
I thought it was pretty cool.
I thought it was kind of tough. I was like,
I
this
thought it was
dope.
cool too. I was just the entire time I was just watching, I was like, what is going on?
I love the Tusken Raiders, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, getting Tusken Raider content is kind of awesome. I love it every time.
How do you feel about the Anakin Tusken Raider content?
It made me sad.
Am I too far gone to think that Fennec Shand is the Tusken Raider leader right now? That's Fennec Shand? Like, is that too far out there?
Yes.
Like, because we don't know how Fennec and Boba meet, and this would be like the perfect way for them to meet up somehow. Like, Fennec is like an undercover like Tusken Raider, which would just be sick, and that's how she fights. Like, I don't know. Like the color, like her suit's kind of similar in a way.
In what world are the Tusken Raiders accepting a human?
If
literally
it's
every
Shand,
single interaction
assassin,
we've seen between them and human is them trying to kill humans or enslaving them.
Well, Mando talks to him, chill, right?
Yeah. I don't think it was necessarily very
I
chill.
don't know. I got Fennec Shand vibes. I felt it.
Also,
I watched it.
It wasn't the first time they met. Whenever he saves her after Din almost kills her.
Yeah,
they don't make that clear. That's the first time they met.
Yeah, I guess that's
she just
fair.
says she was saved by Boba Fett, and now she's in his service.
That's
them both being bounty hunters and having worked for all these different clans through the same time. They probably have met each other.
They probably met through that. That's what I'm saying, though. They're not. She's not secretly a Tusken Raider in disguise.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I just got Fennec vibes, watching her fight him and stuff like that. Because imagine that reveal, that first fight that they had was Fennec versus Boba, and Fennec just beat the shit out of him. I mean, granted, he just came out of a a shitty situation.
Yeah,
it wasn't
he ain't
prime
exactly
Boba.
at his tip-top shit.
But that's still cool.
Just
I don't
out
know.
of a Sarlacc pit, hasn't had water in.
I'm putting that in here now. I'm just putting that in here now because I don't know if it actually turns out to be Fennec. That
would be tough. That would be tough. But these Tuskens, they really do give him a tough time. They make him walk for a while, and then he gets dragged for a very long time, and we then see him bound to a post and guarded by some Tuskens, and several of the younger Tuskens here. They beat him with their sticks.
Yeah. He's had a rough couple days.
Yeah, it's been a rough one.
Or a day or
children, bro.
This is a rough period of time for him. He gets jumped by some Jawas, gets jumped by some Tusken Raiders, then gets jumped by the Tusken Raiders' kids.
I'm really curious to see just how long there is between, because Mando takes place 5 years after Return of the Jedi is kind of the consensus. So how long is it between the time of him becoming the crime lord we see him as now? I feel like he was that would have been something he did a lot sooner, or maybe he was just trying to get his armor back first.
Because he has to get his armor back.
Yeah.
And that happens during Mando.
Right.
So
and he
does not have his armor for 5 years. That's kind of insane.
Well, that's my other he probably woke up pretty soon after. I was there's no.
But we don't know how long he's been. Isn't that the whole thing with Sarlacc?
He gets his armor back in Mando. or like in the Mandalorian. No, the first thing that happens to him, his armor's gone. Like they take it.
No, but what I'm saying though is the whole thing with like Sarlacc is like they take forever to digest their thing because isn't that like one of the like threats in one of the movies that are like
was only
you could be digested for thousands of years.
But Boba was
There's no way he was chilling there.
Yeah, like
there's no way he was chilling there for years. No way.
Well, no, but the whole thing
like,
is
he was there for
minutes. It keeps you alive. As
he was there for like hours.
But he was asleep. Like, there's no way he'd sleep for that long, right? Like, he didn't just get eaten by the Sarlacc and go into a coma.
Maybe that's what I'm saying though. Is maybe he did. Maybe that's the whole because like the whole thing with Sarlacc is they've said they take forever to digest you and they keep you alive.
Like Boba ages slow too. Like that's his whole thing.
Well, no, he ages at a normal pace.
He ages half as.
No, he ages at a normal pace. That's why he's an old man now. He ages at a normal pace. It's the clones who age super fast.
Wait.
I don't know,
this
but I just saw Colton's
weird.
tweet on Twitter about fingerling potatoes, and then
I fucking love fingerling potatoes.
And then the comment section was just even better. The reply and then Colton's reply, fantastic. Go check that out if you haven't. It's great fun.
Have you guys watched Don't Look Up?
I just watched it.
Okay, so you knew that was a reference to that?
Yes.
Okay, good.
And then you'd remove one letter, and that I'll spoil it. Everyone listening, you deserve to hear.
I fucking love fingerling potatoes.
And then
my favorite line from the movie.
Some dude went on Colton's Twitter and replied to the tweet and said, "You remove one word and this becomes problematic, or one letter, sorry, which would have made it."
You change fingerling to fingering.
And then Colton said, "The forbidden potatoes." Oh man,
that immediately got a like from me.
Funny
Forbidden
right
potatoesy.
Wow.
Yeah, I had to. But
that's great.
That is beautiful.
Back on track. At least relatively on track.
You know,
as back on track as we can get.
Those kids, they knock him the fuck out again. And later that night, Fett awakens, and he's near another captive Rodian, which love seeing Rodian.
This Rodian is a bitch.
Fuck this specific Rodian, but I love the look.
I'm not gonna lie. There have been a handful of characters where I've enjoyed their death. I enjoyed his death. Seeing him get curb stomped by a sand monster.
By Machamp, bro. Like the Pokemon Machamp on like roids. Like it's Machamp on roids. That thing was insane.
I'm excited to get to that later because I want to talk about it. That shit's like the weirdest thing we've ever seen in Star Wars.
And I fucking loved it. That was such a cool monster.
All right. It was just
all
chilling
right, so
there.
here, we'll wait a minute.
We gotta wait.
We gotta wait a little bit. But
I just had to say fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck him for sure. They sit there and they watch the fire, whereas their little Tuscan dog things sleep nearby.
I also loved these things.
Oh, I love them.
Alligator dog.
Yeah, man, they're freaky.
Fucking would get one of those in a heartbeat in real life.
That's
if
a
I
fact. Fett.
He actually was very well behaved. Like he
was
a well-mannered, very, very good dog.
I mean, that one, not the one that I'm talking about now.
Oh yeah, sorry.
This one gets his neck snapped.
Yeah.
By Boba, and I like the way he pet him after. Like, damn man, I didn't want to do that, but you really
did he snap his neck? I thought he just fucking knocked him out.
No, I think he did.
Oh no, man, he killed that animal.
I think he snapped his neck, dude.
I think you were just looking for the best.
No, it was the same one because he said no hard feelings.
Yeah, it was the same one later.
Yeah, no, it is
later on because he tells him no hard feelings.
I took that as I killed one of your kind. No hard feelings.
No, I think these are the same one. I don't think he killed it. I think he just knocked it on the head really hard.
Oh man!
All I know is he did. That was sick as hell. How he ripped his things off with the tooth. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, I loved that. But damn, I took that as he snapped that animal's neck, and it was the motion he did. I don't know why I thought that.
No, it was the he didn't knock him out. He the dude, because I literally just watched it because I had to know. He gets its attention. It pounces at him. He reaches up, wraps his the cloth chains, the tie that are around his arms. He wraps it around his neck and then just chokes it out until it passes out. And then he uses his teeth to because he literally just Oh nope, never mind. He like holds it and then bonks it on the head really hard.
Okay, I was like, okay, I don't think you finished the scene. I was really worried because I was like, I'm remembering this scene really wrong.
Yeah, no, he grabs it, gets it to stay still for a second, and then lets go and just bonks it on its forehead.
He came down, he couldn't stop it, and like just.
No, it's still alive.
Dark with it. That's my bad. It's cool to know that's the same one the rest of the episode. Then, that's dope. Good for him. But Fett asked the roadie, and he's like, "You want me to free you? I can do that if you want." And he's like, "Nah, I'm gonna go ahead and snitch."
Fucking bitch.
I mean,
I'm gonna go ahead and do the worst thing.
For real though, was Homeboy really enjoying his life with these fucking raiders right here? Like, was he actually? Like,
I think like there's something to the fact that like he was so scared of them that he would rather fold and not get in trouble.
Man.
It's like if he even tries to escape, he knows his survival is already so low that his best chance of survival is with them. I'm
gonna say something. Boba Fett tells me, "Hey, come with me."
Boba Fett.
I ain't saying fucking no.
Yeah. No. I'm not saying no, and also like I don't care like how scared you are. What do you think they're gonna do? Like, what does snitching get you? You think they're gonna be like, thanks, man. You snitched on him.
Go, man.
Go ahead. You're free to go. Go ahead. Actually,
man,
here's some water.
Dope.
We love people like you.
God, you're so nice. But the roadie and he snitches and Fett is like, fuck it, I'm a run, and the Massive chases him, the little space puppy, and Creature catches up to him and he has to fight it off, and this is the one he smacks in the face. I think this is the one that he says no hard feelings to. I think he killed the other one. I'm like fairly certain. There's no way this is the same one, right? That he just knocked the fuck out?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I'm remembering it both ways now, man.
It's the same one.
Like,
it's the same one.
He knocks it out.
What a quick recovery.
He knocks it out.
For that guy.
And then there's a scene. He literally he starts running, and then it cuts to the dude that he just knocked out, and he goes, and shakes his head.
Oh, okay.
He shakes
he
shakes the concussion away.
God, the 3 watches didn't catch that. That's fucking weird. Man, I really thought that thing was dead. That's crazy. But
then the thing chases after him, and the owner is like, "Hey, back away."
I'm glad, that was like my least favorite thing Boba did in the episode. Now he didn't even do it. So
you thought he killed a dog? Now he didn't.
Yeah, that's dope. I love that.
He only killed a giant sand monster.
But the Tuskens and Fett start fighting, and one of the Tuskens approaches him with the stick, and after sizing each other up, they break into a duel, and the Tusken knocks Boba off his feet, and he gets
Fennec.
Yeah, maybe
right?
Fennec, perhaps.
Fennec,
probably not, but perhaps. And
actually, this is Ultron, right?
This is Ultron.
I forgot.
Okay.
But he gets back up, and he just knocks him right the fuck back down again. And but he's still determined. He's going to keep on fighting this motherfucker, but it's not going to work. The Tusken keeps beating the shit out of him, and the other Tuskens around him are just like kicking him on the ground. They're just really jumping this motherfucker, and Fett fucking passes out.
Yeah, that gotta hurt. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's just sad to see a character that's like just has such an air of like, almost like a Tony Stark kind of air and confidence to him, just like where like you just feel like he can't lose, or like he can't, like he's above that, like he's just that guy.
Hey, I wanna like, are we feeling a little bit of a parallel here with the Boba Fett Tony Stark, like kind of like fall out of grace and the rise back up?
With the scraps that he had out of the Sarlacc.
Both written
Boba
by Jon Favreau.
Built a suit out of scraps.
Boba Fett became the crime lord of Tatooine.
I'm just saying.
I don't know.
I'm just saying. It's really like hard to watch. Like we've seen this dude tussle with Obi-Wan fucking Kenobi and like not come out on top per se, but damn near come out on top. And like now we're seeing this dude just get fucking kicked in the fucking head by a bunch of fucking
This
Tusken
dude was
Raiders.
Vader's right hand man at one point. Like,
in all fairness, he is borderline on his deathbed due to dehydration right now. True. Look at that man's skin.
That's a fact. But he wakes up. Fennec Shan standing above him, and love me some Ming Na Wen. I love her. So much.
Fennec is that chick. She is working her way. Like, I feel like we've seen more women characters kind of have this just like badassery and just like kick ass, like just like don't fuck with this woman, she will fuck your day up. Right. Like Ruth and Ozark kind of. I think that Ruth, right? Is that the
Yeah. How about I love all Fennec's attitude in this whole episode. Yo, you want me to kill this motherfucker?
Yo, I think she. I'm not gonna limit it so much to like. I don't want it to sound like she's trying to ride the curtails of like Boba's power and connections and shit. But like, god damn, if she ain't gonna be a kick-ass sidekick, you want to talk about a capable ass like sidekick / like person to go into this kind of business with? Yo, there ain't many better, not only enforcers, but also just like people who can just fucking get shit done for you. Like,
I'm glad you said that because these dudes in a second, I'm glad you called her enforcer because these dudes in a second treat her as like the first lady of the new crime.
Bro,
family.
No, I was going to say she like commands respect in that room. And like, that's a big thing. And like, obviously you've seen in Sopranos and stuff. I mean, shit, Tony Soprano literally just kicked the shit out of some dude because he needed to prove a point that he still deserved respect. I mean, like, we're talking about that's the kind of environment this is. Like, you're going to have to show every day why they need to fucking bow to you because, like, these are all the same kind of people. Like,
right.
They're just looking for a check and, like, whatever protection any way they can find it. And, like, if they don't feel like you're that ticket, you're weeded out real quick. So, like, Fennec Shan being as badass as she is gonna fucking save Boba a fuck ton of headaches a lot of times, I feel like.
And I already fucking love her character. I know we haven't seen her a whole bunch, but the bits and pieces we've gotten of her over The Bad Batch and The Mandalorian and now The Book of Boba is just fucking amazing. And, she's here to tell Fett, we're expecting guests. Get ready, man. And his droids come and get them all dressed up.
Suit up. Ooh. The suit up scene.
That was so tough.
Oh man, like and how it like self-tightened, like the that was sick.
Some Tony Stark type tech there, like the whole.
That was kind of a Tony, like a little Iron Man suit up moment. I could see the little parallel here.
There's something there. There's something there. He puts the helmet on. It's there's something, but
I mean, the multiverse is open. Sidious was in No Way Home, confirmed canon. So like maybe I'm going, I don't know, maybe Sidious is ultra. I'll stop. Continue please with the episode.
Unbelievable though with how advanced they are. They still don't have nanobot technology. Tell me he can't just like press a button and zoop, he's already in a suit. Trash.
Hey, it's a long time
I think that's what I've always loved about Star Wars is that not only does it simultaneously feel futuristic as fuck, it also simultaneously feels like fucking
it's also
hella grounded.
It's also like he's wearing a suit of like knight's armor.
Right.
Am I ignorant for saying like I feel like there's probably more air of possibility in Star Wars than there is in Marvel? I mean, is that just me or not?
I
would say both
agree. In the technology, there's like.
One has a multiverse where literally infinite possibilities exist, and
just
then one
like
is just
world.
one solar system.
But I'm just saying,
one galaxy.
I'm gonna put $100,000,000 on the fact that I'd be more likely to see a Millennium Falcon flying around than I am to see fucking Thanos fucking walk into my fucking household.
Okay.
That's a fact.
I don't know. I mean, I could put on a Thanos suit for you if you want.
Hey, man.
Control me, daddy. But, these guests, they're coming to pay their respects, and tribute. I love.
We're gonna say this
Godfather
so much.
Vibes.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We're gonna say this so much, but goddamn, this show. As much as I love The Sopranos, and I'm sure people are gonna hear me and hate the broken record, but dude. The similarities and the way it feels, and then to put it in Star Wars for me is just something that I can just absolutely just.
And the first thing they show as soon as like someone is paying their respects, if you have subtitles on, it calls this guy an Aqualish Don. Specifically calls him a Don, which I just absolutely loved.
I'm just half expecting somebody to walk in and give Boba like a little on the cheeks, you know what I mean?
Right,
like both sides, and I'm just like, he deserves it. You get that.
He
to him.
literally
He
says,
it.
I'm the crime lord. He should be paying me.
Right.
Like, he literally calls himself the crime. Like, he is the boss.
Bro, I just have to see an intergalactic bookie show up in the show, and I will be as happy as a clam. Like, just show me an intergalactic bookie, and just show me Fennec Shand and one of them green motherfuckers going and shaking them down, fucking kicking the shit out of them. Give me my fucking money. We're gonna come back for Vig next week. You better have it. I need to fucking see it.
I need all of it. I need all of it. But this Aqualish motherfucker, he presents him a box of credit chips and the droid AD8, which is, innovative. A8D8. 88.
A8D8?
8D8. 88. 8D8.
8D8.
Oh. 8D8.
There's sometimes
not
I hate Star Wars.
Like, no A.
No A at all.
8
D8.
as in the number.
8D8.
Got it now.
I hate Star Wars.
But
it's dumb shit like this. I love it so much, but it's just
Ocho.
That droid 88. Oh, so like number.
How did I get that so wrong? Like, how did I say Cinco? It's the same number. Like, how did I know? What?
Oh, that's hilarious. But Fett asked,
I was thinking about Chad Ocho Cinco. Probably.
Yeah, you were certainly. But he asked the Aqualish what the Aqualish said, and Shan's like, something about friendship. And Fett's like, we really need a protocol droid. Doesn't that feel like a line that's a setup?
C-3PO is coming in there. He's going right back, volunteering, like willingly time, maybe.
Where is C-3PO right now?
That's a good question.
With Luke and all of them.
Luke.
Yo, what's that one?
This is right after. Yeah, this is right after.
Oh yeah, no. He can't get 3PO.
He could.
I was thinking it could be like the Rebels droid that like ran with Chopper for a little bit, who was like a real stiff guy, or maybe I don't know, but it felt a little like a setup. So I feel like we're gonna get some follow through on the protocol droid eventually.
If not 3PO, it's probably not 3PO. Would be really cool,
right?
But that'd be really cool if like a way to introduce Rebels into like live action, like the first little like
scrap.
Mm-hmm.
But
God, I feel like people would be so like the first like big character outside of Ahsoka to come to live action from Rebels. Nah, not Ezra. Not any of these characters.
If it's Chopper though, I'm totally cool with it. If it's
Chopper, you mean the murderer?
The murderer,
the
cold-blooded murderer. This droid presents Doc Strassi, the leader of the Trandoshan family and the protector of Mos Espa's city center and its business territories. And Fett's like, "Yo, this is fucking weird. I used to work for this guy." And Fennec's like, "It's weirder for him, I promise you. That shit's gotta feel strange." And the Trandoshan addresses Fett as the new daimyo, which crime lord, I'm assuming, is the translation here, pretty much. And Fett boss. And Fett says that it's a pleasure to be welcomed to Mos Espa by him, and he presents the droid with a rug. And Doc wishes that Fett may never leave Mos Espa. And it's like, what the fuck? That was such a threat.
Before he said that line, I'm like, that sounded very menacing. Like, right. Dude even said it with like a mean look too. I mean, that's just, I don't know if that's
Trandoshans do be looking mean all the time.
I mean, yeah, like they're not looking. They don't look too happy.
They look kind of mean.
They're just such sweet looking
people. What if they're like teddy bears on the inside? Like they go like in their home planet. Like whenever they're just interacting with each other, they're all like super sweet and like nice, and then they just go out, just are their grumpy selves everywhere else in the galaxy.
But the next guest is Mok Shaiz, the mayor of Mos Espa and its surrounding plateaus. Or so you would believe, for this is the mayor's major domo. And Shan recalls that the mayor was coming to pay tribute, and the major domo is like, oh, that is an understandable misunderstanding. This guy was just dripping with the fucking just fucking sarcasm about him that I wanted to just punch in the fucking mouth. Just
He had a very punchable face.
like Rob Riggle and the fucking Step Brothers. Just pow.
Pow, pow, pow.
Pow, pow. Is he saying pow?
Pow.
Pa. But the major domo clarifies that the tribute that he bears is the mayor's heartfelt welcome, which he expresses in his stead. And Shan's like, "Oh, so no fucking money, huh? No gift.
Not even no money, no gift.
And
so go fuck yourself, I guess."
The major domo was like, "Nah, yeah, our heartfelt welcome," and I felt like that would be enough. He's
basically, I don't give a fuck about your feelings. Is basically what was said.
Fuck yourself. I don't know who this motherfucker is. I'm not threatened by him at all. We're coming off Bib Fortuna, for God's sakes. I don't know who the fuck's going to be the next crime lord. But Shan warns the major domo that if he you show the same insolence to Jabba, and he would have fed you to his menagerie. She has this, like, the fact that they're mixing this enforcer vibe with, like, such a Western vocabulary, like Old West
bro.
menagerie, and I suggest you get out of here unmolested. That specifically, I was like, that was such an Old West ass thing to say. Like, holy shit.
It didn't really fit, but, like, it did at the same. It was, like, weird to hear for the first time, but it was like, I'm okay with it.
Well, we associate pretty
sick.
terrible things with the word molested, so, like, understandably so.
I just feel like they before, like, they wrote this, like, everything for the season, they just told all the writers, they're like, all right, here's a stack of old Western movies, watch every single one of them. Lines you really like, we'll find a way to squeeze them in.
But the major domo's like, yeah, I'd like to talk to you, however, about tribute, Shan's like, oh, he wants you to pay. I'm the crime lord. He's the one who should be paying. And, she's like, should I kill him? And Fett's like, no, this is fine. He works for the mayor. We need the mayor. And Shan's like, all right, we're going to let you leave unmolested. And Major Domo's like, hey, I'm sorry. I'll convey your sentiment to the mayor. You will be hearing from us again soon. Deuces. And I was like, okay, I'm excited for that lingering threat.
Shit, maybe thinking about it, maybe the people that came to visit them later on in this episode are their messengers, so to speak.
I don't know. I feel like they left that open-ended enough in the way that
that's what I'm saying, though, is maybe because he said, like, you'll be hearing from us soon. That seems like you don't say that to someone, like, after asking someone for tribute, and they're like, who the fuck do you think you're talking to?
Right.
And then you respond with, you'll be hearing from us soon. You don't say that to someone that you're on good terms with.
I don't know.
You say that to someone right before you send someone to kill them.
I had the feeling that it was like another family that, like, wants to take the throne, and not Boba. Like, it's
I
took
took
it
it as
like another.
The Crimson Dawn.
It'd be a cool way to tie it in. Get some good old Dorothy boy,
or some Kira, perhaps.
Oh, Kira would be nice, yeah.
But
where's Darth Maul right now? Is he back yet?
He's dead.
Yes, he is.
Dead?
He is
yeah,
dead.
He's
dead.
Dead for like 10 years.
He's dead for a while. Yeah. So this is the issue with like
all this jumping back and forth.
When we get the show and then versus when it actually takes place. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I can't remember, like, all right, so this is after Mandalorian, which is where again? Yeah.
But the next thing that happens is the droid brings in a couple Gamorreans who serve Jabba and then Bib, and they're like, yo, you should torture these motherfuckers, really send a message. That's gonna really let them know you shouldn't betray us. And he's like, bro, I don't torture. That's just not something I do. I'm not into that. That doesn't sound fun. So, like, what are we gonna do? If y'all are gonna be, like, respectful and serve me properly, then sure, y'all.
That was the easiest decision of their life. Like,
right.
We can either be tortured and, like, they're like, yeah, on my knee, yep, straight up. Like, that's
so
easy.
Dead or work with you.
This dude seems chill. Like he was like, oh, like I don't know. Boba seems like chill. Like he's doing this the right way. Like all you know. Like,
Jabba ruled with fear. I intend to rule with respect.
This is sick. Yeah,
I'm so happy these guys are back though. I love it.
Ready. I fucking love Gamorreans, but
the fucking pig guys. I love these guys. And the fact that they're not even like, yeah, these are two random dudes that we found. They're going to come be your enforcers. They're like, yeah, these are the two idiots that got tricked. Because didn't they get tricked by Luke? Isn't that how he got in?
Oh, yeah.
And he Jedi choked one of them.
Yeah, didn't he try? Yeah, he tried to mind trick him, and they're like, it doesn't work, buddy. And then he force choked him. He's like, I'm going in. And they're like, all right, whatever, dude. I'm so happy. They're like, yeah, these are the same two from, from that movie that you might have watched 40 years ago.
I would love that. But, Fett and Fennec later travel with their two new Gamorrean bodyguards to Mos Espa, and Fennec's like, yo, you should really let them carry you on, like, a pedestal. That'd be dope. And Fett's like, yo, I really don't want to, like, do that. I'm a man of the people, Marxist, Leninist, all that shit. But...
You're gonna squeeze that in there?
No, no way. He's a crime lord. That's like one of the most capitalist things you can be.
This line right here, I feel like Fennec is like, you should really let them carry you, and he's like, no, I'm a man of the people, and she's like, I mean, shit, if you're not gonna let them carry you, can they at least carry me? Like, come on,
Jesus,
dude.
This is a long walk. Tatooine's a big planet.
I'm fucking tired. It's hot outside.
Take advantage of the opportunities in front of you.
Yeah, if you won't take advantage of it, at least let someone do it. Like, man.
She's like, it'd be a lot easier, if you accepted their ways, they'd like you a lot more. And he's like, all right, fine, I'll keep that in mind. I hear you. I
love it whenever they always do lines like this in movies.
I know. I love it.
Where they say something like that and then just immediately fucking spin it around on him. It's like 5 minutes later, he's like, maybe if you just accepted their ways.
They walk up into this cantina, the fucking Max Rebo and Bith playing some music. And I just love seeing them,
That's a good old classic jizz.
I would have
classic jizz.
I would have really liked to see the singing lady from. Yeah, I would have liked to see her. To know she found a job somewhere else.
I was gonna say.
We too.
Yeah, exactly. I would have loved to see her find a job somewhere else. Like, just know she's still doing all right.
I wonder. Do you guys think in the closed captions for this, like in the subtitles, do you think it says like how whenever like music's playing in like movies?
I don't think it says
just
playing. I watched.
Do you think it just says? Do you think it comes up and it just says jizz in the background?
No, it does. It doesn't. Sadly, that'd be hilarious.
Oh,
though.
Unbelievable! I just looked at it. It just says playing Cantina music or playing Cantina theme variation. Unbelievable! So lazy. They didn't even subtitle it correctly. Playing jizz.
God damn. But they walk up in this bar with their guards and an astromech droid's like, you want some beer? You want some vodka and spotchka perhaps? And Shan's like, nah, we're here for some business with Madam Garsa Whip.
Yeah, these names are insane this episode.
And these Twi'leks walk up and they're like, yo, you want your helmets cleaned? And like Shan's like, nah. And Fett's like, go ahead. Shit'll go a lot smoother. Accept their ways. I just love that shit. That was fantastic. And
I just feel like they were, offering a different kind of helmet cleaning to Boba Fett.
They're offering them both that kind of helmet cleaning. But Madam, I mean, like, we'll get to it in a second. But Madam Garsa Whip, she pulls up and she's mommy as fuck with some olive skin, and she welcomes them to be to the sanctuary. And I have a feeling this might be low key one of those Twi'lek healing baths Grief Karga was talking about. Not exactly something I think you put on the front of the building.
Completely. What are you talking about?
There's something where Grief Karga tells Mando in like the first episode of The Mandalorian, get a fucking Comtone and head to the Twi'lek healing baths. And I think this is a Twi'lek healing bath. And Madam Garsa Whip is like the maiden, like in Westworld, Maeve. She's like the Maeve of this establishment.
Okay.
Oh, I'm feeling that.
Yeah.
100p. I wonder if his back to tank came from them. If that's like what they use there as like their healing.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know if it's just like a hot tub with back to fluid or something.
The healing baths to be a little bit more
it's like a
metaphorical.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say. I feel like that's like
maybe it's like a both scenario.
This is a massage parlor.
Maybe both at the same time. Maybe it's like you're both in a back to tank because that'd be sick.
That'd be quite the experience.
You're at like full peak. I don't know.
But Fett says, we'll maybe we take you up on some business later on. Garza asks if he would like this Gamorrean guard to be given refreshments, but I think she's like, do you want them to like eat the pig slop we have outside, basically?
Well, yeah, because it's not even that. It's like, do you want them to be hosed down and fed?
Yeah, like
damn.
Jesus. Like, are they
that's a long way from being tortured, though.
Right.
That's fair, but
I don't know.
It's
that's
like she's talking about them like they're
like
they're like horses. Like, you want your horse to be hosed down and fed?
God damn.
They were probably like, hell yeah, please give me a shower.
Yeah.
I don't know. They were probably all about it. Man, I don't know.
Shit, probably.
Fett's like, this won't take long. He's like, we'll do it right here. And Fett introduces Master Assassin Fennec Shand and explains that he replaced Bib Fortuna. And Garza's like, oh, I'm sorry. I did not see your litter. And he prompts Fett to say he prefers to walk on his own 2 feet. I'm good. I got this shit. I'm a man of the people. Fett's like, I'm just here to introduce myself and reassure you that your business will continue to thrive under my watchful eye. And Garza thanks him for traveling to the sanctuary. Says that he's always welcome.
Such an ominous thing to say to someone. Like that kind of edge about it. Like, what? Sorry, say it again. The watchful eye. We will be.
Oh yeah, her business will continue to thrive under his watchful eye.
Yeah, like you're gonna thrive. Like, oh yeah, that sounds nice. Under my watchful eye.
Well, I think it's just one of those things where it's like, like you scratch my back, I scratch your back. Keep the money flowing, and I won't.
Yeah, but Colton did just say, "Let me introduce you to my master assassin."
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So there's that to worry about.
Yeah, is he's like, if we keep this a mutually beneficial partnership, everything will be good. If we don't, I have a master assassin. I'll kill you.
Yo, Vesuvio equals the cantina? ?
That's a fact. That's a fact. But when she thanks him, she strokes the arm a little bit, gives him a smile, and I just know he was like, okay.
I'll be coming back.
I'll
later.
keep that in mind.
You'll be getting a visit from me later.
The Twi'lek attendants they return their helmets, and Shan remarks that Fett's helmet looks shinier than hers, and it's full of credits, which is just fantastic. That's their little offering. And while they're leaving, Fett tells Shan that Jabba had many vassals and that they have a lot of ground to cover to keep his empire intact. And Shand offers to cover the rounds on her own, and she's like, Jabba never fucking left. He just sat in that fucking room all the time. And
you could barely move anyways. So.
For real. And Boba's like, yeah, Jabba ruled by fear. I intend to rule with respect. And it's like, fuck yeah. I've heard that line 1,000,000 times now because I was highly anticipating this. And Shan counters, then difficult times. Fear is a sure bet, like you can see the benefits from, like the whole empire that just took over a few years back. It was like fear.
Respect's a good thing, but
fear kind of worked there
pretty well.
But then the two of them are quickly ambushed by 6 crimson-clad figures with stun batons and energy shields surrounding them, and Fett instinctively fires a rocket, which is completely deflected back at him, knocking both of their helmets loose, and the credits fly everywhere, and everyone's like, fuck yeah, free money, let's get it. And
how did you feel about the scene, Kyler?
Which
Knowing
one?
That the scene where the Jawas steal all of Mando's money.
I mean, I don't.
Or
Look,
Boba,
again,
sorry.
Again, how can you fucking vouch for these pieces of shit? They just steal.
This is why I said it.
They're
They take
thieves. They're
advantage of the
thieves.
opportunity.
They're
And
thieves.
people
They're simply taking
from
advantage.
people that we
I'm so
like,
happy.
from people that we like. You mean to tell me, Colton, your little brother gets off the school bus and somebody fucking steals all his shit, all his clothes, everything? He's just walks in your house naked, crying. You're not gonna be fucking pissed and
riddle me this, Batman. Does he have a little hood and orange glowing eyes?
Dude, I think you're
money on the ground is not even theft. It is
Wrong.
fair
And also,
game.
once
If
again,
it's cash
Kyler,
on the ground, fair game. Like
Kyler, if
no
I
one's
see,
money.
I don't have a little brother. I'll go with my older brother. If I see my older brother getting off the bus, and I see him trip and drop money on the floor, that shit is mine.
Money on the floor is fair
in
game.
a heartbeat. Money
I'm
on the
just
floor
saying,
is free money.
I don't fuck with the Jawas. It's simple. It's simple. They have drawn me to the edge. I cannot continue to live this lie that they have a rightful
I'm
place
so happy.
in their current function. If they can show me some redemption or something, I might change my mind.
I just feel like we've not
But
seen
they are
Kyler
in a deep.
take,
They
like,
are in a deep Sarlacc pit in my mind. And
I just feel like
I don't
we've not
plan
seen
to let
Kyler
go until they are fully digested thousands of years from now.
He'll take this to the grave.
Take this hard of a stance on something, and I'm so happy we found his
You found your Ultron.
His Ultron. I don't know what his Baby Yoda's delicious take. Like I feel like every other one of us has had these like hardline takes.
Look, Toto.
What I have to
Toto.
see. Oh, I do hate that little motherfucker.
Fuck Toto, dude.
I do hate that fucker.
A fight ensues here, and Fett and Shan barely hold their own, and the Gamorreans are like, "Oh, we'll decide to help now."
We were being hosed down and fed. They probably. Why did they wait?
I feel like this is very like. You remember when John? Do you remember in Iron Man 2 when John Favreau, when Happy helps Black Widow and he like knocks out the one dude in like a super long fight? Meanwhile, Black Widow literally wrecks everyone
I got him.
I did it. I got him. And then he
I feel like this is the Gamorreans, in this moment, the Gamorreans are like, we contributed. Yes, you did. You did.
It reminds me of the episode where Boba is like, he gets his armor back, the tragedy in Mandalorian season 2, where the ship is blown up and they're on the hills fighting, and he does his whole badass montage. I was watching it the other day in anticipation of this, and in the background you see Mando and Fennec just kind of pointing guns and like firing, just kind of like very nonchalantly, like Boba's going on an absolute fucking tear, like personally terrorizing every one of his victims, and like they're just like pew pew pew.
You got him, boss.
Pew. I just thought it was hilarious, but they break the circle created by the ambushers, and they provide the means for escape for Fett and Fennec, and they regain their balance, and they go on a tear. Together, they dispatch 3 of these motherfuckers, leading to the other 3 to attempt to escape, and we got a fucking disintegration on site with one of these rockets from Boba.
Not even a disintegration. This is just straight up exploded. Like,
I love it whenever we see
straight up
a big fight like this, and like most people are getting knocked out, and you're like, oh, okay, they'll walk away from this fight, and then you see the one dude out of the group just get erased from existence,
and you're just like
his body is gone.
Poor dude.
No funeral, no cremation, no burial, nothing.
He cremated him on the spot.
The only thing left of that guy is the memory of him. That is it.
Also, I love the little like light shield thingies that they have. Why have these never been used elsewhere? I feel like these would have been so fucking useful.
Makes sense if it is like related to Vader in a way, and it's like only like from the Empire.
I think that's why it would have to be a crime syndicate with the means to do something like this.
I was gonna say, or that's maybe true. it's like they're not useful against like blasters and shit.
I guess
like neither of them had a blaster. So maybe it was
the mayor. This could be the mayor as well, because it could be like their police or their special ops. Something
what
like
I was thinking
that.
is maybe it's like something where it doesn't work against blasters. It's really only useful if you corral someone who's trying to fight hand to hand. And you're like fight back, bitch, and you just keep like knocking them back.
The town of Mos Espa, though, has never struck me like for the mayor of Mos Espa to have like a special tactical force with force fields.
Yeah, but
I guess this is 5 years after Return of the Jedi. Yeah. And
what's his name has been in charge? Bib Fortuna's been in charge for a while.
They're making it seem like he was a big pussy. So
I was gonna say Bib Fortuna's kind of a bitch. So
this is probably a time of prosperity for Mos Espa.
If the mayor was trying to become the new Hutt in charge of things.
Right.
Interesting.
And he did also just
fill the
demand
gap.
that he got that he gets tribute. So clearly he thinks he's tough shit. So
right.
I really hope that every time he goes back in his back to tank, that it's just like filling the gap in between.
I do like the way that they're doing that. Is they're not like giving it. They didn't like have like a whole episode of backstory. They're like, oh no, every time you see him in the tank, we're gonna give you a couple more tidbits. We're gonna show you a little bit more information.
Reminds me of Arrow. I don't know if you guys watched Arrow, but like they made pretty effective use of flashback in Arrow and split the story from present to past really, really well for a few seasons.
Did it stop working after a few seasons?
Well, they eventually it was like 5 years and they covered a year every season. And then after they got to finish the 5th season, they had to go to a different sort of story tactic. So it was
okay.
And that lost steam for me.
Yeah,
but
the way that you said for a few seasons, I was like, did it stop working?
And eventually their method failed eventually, but I think one season of Book of Boba will do just fine. And we next get like a little rooftop chase. Boba's like,
parkour was sick.
Yeah,
a very like surprising town to like see something like that. I feel like you don't think about like how that would bode for things like that until you see it take place in action. You're like, man, that like was really
a rooftop chase on the like buildings on Tatooine.
Well, it just looks so bland, I guess, that you don't really give much thought or stock into it, and then you just see like Fennec Shan just scampering across on these rooftops, and you're like, yo.
It's so bland, and I think that's what makes it work so well. Is it's so bland that she's not like. There's nothing cool in the way. You're literally just like, she's just jumping from rooftop to rooftop of these like sand buildings.
Dude, and then she is that chick when it comes to just absolutely wrecking people hand to hand. Just she cannot be stopped. She is Michael Jordan in the fourth quarter.
And I love that when she catches up to these dudes, she was like, okay, Boba told me to keep them alive. We only really need one of them though. Whoosh, kicks this dude off the roof. I'm like, damn, she
felt the urge. Yeah, like she needed one of them. She didn't want to kill.
Boba Fett's like, I'm not going to rule out of fear. And Fennec's like, yeah, okay, well, when you're not watching, you just wait and see what the fuck I do.
She's like, all right, so I have two of you. He wouldn't let me kill that dickhead earlier. So, I'm going to kill one of you.
They are fresh
for blood.
They are fresh off seeing Luke Skywalker. You have to have some, like, it can't get more intense than that. And, like, they have to have this.
They're not there for that.
Fennec saw that, though, right? Boba left and is alone, but Fennec was there. So Fennec saw Luke Skywalker, and she's like, can I kill this guy? Like, she wants to do stuff now. She saw Luke Skywalker, dude, take Baby Yoda and to go train him. Holy shit.
And
to me, I'm guessing that everyone there besides Din's just kind of like, damn, that seems important.
Like, oh my god, damn. They couldn't speak. It's like, oh my god, look at this thing that's happening right in front of me. This is like legend. This will be like.
I take everyone in the room in that moment to be like, ooh, this is intense.
Man, I am happy he is on our side.
To be 10 right now. Ooh,
oh man, they had like a real father-son thing. Oh wow.
We're seeing his face for the first time. Holy, taking off his helmet. Yeah, like
fucking head.
Fucking, that's 10. That's his fucking head.
But following this assassination attempt of Boba, he gets back to the Bacta tank and, he experiences some more flashbacks in the past following the rescue of Han Solo, his unsuccessful escape attempt. Fett is woken by a young Tusken and led away by his bound hands and with his feet chained to the captive Rodian who follows, together with the pet Massif, the one that's nice and sweet. They trek across the desert and make some slight detours after seeing some smoke, and they peer over a sand dune to see a homestead being completely raided before they get on their speeder bikes and go away. And moving on, the trio come to a stop where... what's up, Joe?
What was that little, symbol they spray painted? Is that, known? That little, mark, to mark their crime or whatever,
No, I'm not sure. Just a little tag.
That tag. Is that known? What that is?
It's the mark of the wet.
It reminded me a little bit of the fulcrum symbol, but it wasn't quite it. But
right.
It was reminiscent. But it's probably just a family's I don't know, another
crest.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I was wondering if that was
known.
Or
why
something
doesn't my family have a crest? That would be sick. Normalize crests for all families. That's my movement in 2022.
Bring back crests 2022.
Crests. I want a teacup with crests on it. My family crest.
But
I really thought for a second you were saying that you wanted your family crest to be a teacup. And I was like, interesting.
Unless
interesting
it's Chip from Beauty and the Beast, at which point I'd be like, hey, I could do that probably.
See, no, that's why we could never do family crest now, because there'd be a bunch of dumb fucking I'm gonna have Harry Potter.
Hey
be my
man,
family crest.
Your crest is your crest. I ain't gonna put too much stock into it. It's what's mine is mine, and you have yours.
Your crest affects me in no way.
Wrong.
Do your fucking thing.
If I have to see some 30-year-old choose Harry Potter as their family crest, I'm ending it all.
What's wrong with Harry Potter? Hey man, what's wrong with Harry Potter?
Nothing's wrong with Harry Potter.
But
you a Draco Malfoy? Are you pro Draco Malfoy?
No.
Because you seem like you would be pro Draco Malfoy.
You look a little like Draco Malfoy.
Yeah, is it the blonde hair?
You know what? I'm about to say it. Fuck you, Miles. No.
No, it's the 30-year-olds that their entire life is I'm a Hufflepuff.
Moving on.
I fully support slander.
The trio comes to a stop, and the Tusken gestures for the two captives to dig. Look for those gourds filled with water. And the Rodian finds one before Fett, who takes a drink, and Fett soon finds one for himself. And before he can take a drink, the Tusken child takes it from him and pours it out onto the ground. And he's like, all right, motherfucker. I'll just keep digging, I guess. I told
Can
the
we
Rodian
talk about how fucking fantastic the Rodian was at digging up these little fucking gourds, dude?
Dude,
this man
he
was
fucking gassed at this shit.
He could just pull them out. He was just finding them like that. I want to know, what made him so talented? Boba, was it just the resistance from
He's got
Boba?
Those long fingers, He could really reach in the sand and feel.
He's got like a scaly, scaly complexion. He might be able to handle that heat. He might,
Perhaps.
Tyler, I'm backing up what you said earlier. At least I'm pretty sure it was you. That I'm convinced they do. They take up a couple of those, fill them up with water, go out to the middle of the desert, bury them, cover them back up, and then just go, hey, dig for some fucking gourds, bitch. Just to find something.
Yo, the Rodian had probably fucking been around the block. Shit, they probably had him go put them out there. That's why he was so good at finding them. Fuck it.
Right.
They're like, hey, we gotta train. We gotta train the young raiders to handle their prisoners. So this is their task.
Here's your reward for snitching on him earlier. Go bury some fucking water gourds in the middle of the desert.
But Boba's like, yo, we could have escaped back there, you motherfucker, if you'd have kept your snout closed. And Fett says, if we can get to Anchorhead, I can get us off world. And Fett grumbles about strangling the Rodian and feeding him to the watchdog, and the Rodian returns an insult. And Fett's like, okay, motherfucker. Okay, I hear you. I get it. They continue their dig, and the Rodian discovers a large, scaly mass under the sands. And excavating the mass, it stirs to life to reveal a large 3-clawed hand grabbing the Rodian's arm. And
Colton, I gotta ask real quick: did you write down this, or are you reading it from somewhere else?
I'm reading it straight from Wikipedia.
Okay. I just the way you were like, and the mass stirs to life. I was like, no chance Colton wrote that. Colton, no one speaks like that in real life.
I do. I speak like that in real life. Here I am in real life speaking like that.
Yeah, wrong.
But
wrong.
Yeah, this motherfucker is freaky, and he kills the Rodian, and
yeah, what the fuck? Like,
he curb stomped the Rodian.
Yeah,
I'm just talking about the creature in general. Like, what?
First time I watched it, I was like a little like, I don't know if I like this.
It didn't feel Star Wars.
I fucking loved it.
No, like it's grown on me since. Like
you remember the episode? You remember the episode of I'm thinking Star Wars on the brain, shocker. No, the episode of SpongeBob where like just the fucking gorilla like randomly shows up.
Right.
I had that kind of like disconnect for a moment when he came out of the sand. I was like,
what the fuck is that?
That thing's just chilling there.
Well, and then hold up, and then like I was like kind of okay with it, like the shots they were showing, and then they got to a point where they showed him stand up and then like turn into like a centaur type movement, and I was like, all right, yeah, I don't think I fuck with this thing.
God, you know what? I just realized I figured it out. They're not burying these. These things are laying these. It's little eggs.
Oh, Suka.
They're little water eggs.
It's shitting
out little water gourds. All about
Suka all the time.
And that's
Suka's
why
Soundwaves.
You're coming around on the Jawas now. You see it now.
Dude,
that's why they have the prisoners do it. So that way, if something happens, they just leave the prisoners for dead. For these, for fucking Machomp.
Goddamn.
Those are just his piss bowls, dude. Probably. What else is it?
It's just a bunch of piss balls.
That's why they're buried too. He
piss is stored in the balls.
In them, closes it up, then buries them. So I know, because he's like, I don't want someone to drink my piss. That's weird, dude. So he buries them, and then these freaks come around.
That's why he's fighting them. He's like, "Are you guys seriously drinking my pee? Like, I'm gonna kill you for that."
Hey, and ultimately, Boba goes full Leon Jabba with it.
That was sick.
Always bringing it back.
Always got to bring it back eventually. It always has to come back around. Yeah, kills this motherfucker, and then they sever its head for a trophy.
Yeah, when it cut and the dude just carrying the head like a fucking trophy, I was like, yo, I know that like people do this in like Earth, like in real life, but like still at the same time, just very jolting, like dude just carrying a severed
I think it was probably just like, you would not believe if we just told you that this happened.
No,
like,
that's
we
very
have to
true.
Show you.
Hey, you have to explain how you have to also
this
explain
is the horse head.
Yeah.
You have to explain how the Rodian died somehow.
Just to really tie it all back in, I wonder if this was a traumatic moment for
it's gonna end up on someone's bed, bro.
Because of the fact that like
the mayor's bed.
He had to dig his father's head out of his helmet. And now he's decapitating another creature. I wonder if anytime he decapitates a creature, if he's like, Dad, I'm sorry.
But let's actually talk about, like, because, like, it probably was a little bit, like, not fun for him. I mean, look at his reaction when he thought he killed or, like, choked out that dog. Like Colton said earlier when he pet it. Like, we can see Boba has a clear, like, connection / affection towards, like, creatures?
Living
Looking at
creatures?
his face right now,
Such a thing?
He didn't feel
that
bad
reminiscent of an organized crime television?
Yeah,
This
Kyler,
is...
looking at his face after he chokes this thing out. This is not a face of a man with remorse. This is a face. This is a face of a man of.
This man trying. He knew this music was playing in the background.
Yes.
Dude, I feel like it was a big moment.
Triumphant music playing. Perfect.
This was his like comeback story. This was his like, yo, I'm still that dude.
He was like, I bitches.
This is his Tony Stark. Everything. This is his Tony Stark Iron Man 3. This is his.
That and also like the scene right after that where he like looks at the Tusken Raider where he's like, like, I'll leave if I want to. I'm going back with you willingly. I'll kill you right now if you want me to.
I will kill you where you stand.
Mm.
And now give me some fucking water, bitch.
Bro,
Yeah, I still don't know how I feel about this.
Dude, that was the best
creature.
ending to this episode too. The fucking he takes the water, he takes a sip, and he sighs, and it's just like, yeah. And then cut to black. I was like, fuck, yeah.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see where this shit goes.
I'm too.
Like, and that's the thing is, here's what I like about this episode. There are not many cards being shown at all, which, like, first episode to be expected.
Any dialogue,
but like,
well, because half of it's flashbacks where they're not talking.
Right.
There's a lot. Like, I love this new show feeling. Like when you first start, like, because think about it, like it's just that like, because we watch Hawkeye and we have a general idea. It was easy to call, like, okay, it's New York.
Fat Man Auto Parts.
We have, like, there's a chance
Uncle
we see
with
some
fat
shit.
white hand.
Exactly. I think that, like, this is nice because there is just no concept of direction, really. It's just all still out there, remaining to be seen.
I do want to call out Robert Rodriguez for telling us that everything from the trailer was in the first 15 minutes of the first episode, because that was just not true. Mm-hmm. I mean, there was plenty in this episode that I did not see in the trailer, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't expect any of this Tusken storyline. Not for real. I did theorize when we first saw him back in season 2 premiere of Mandalorian that the stick he had was from the Tusken Raiders.
I do like that. The fact that he's still using that, which that makes me think that he's, like, I think a lot of that 5 years he's going to spend on Tatooine being buddy with the Tuskens. And, you know, becoming, I don't know, probably their fucking leader or some shit.
Never mind. I was like, maybe he links up with Obi-Wan, but, like, he's definitely dead.
Maybe he links with Obi-Wan.
Like, this timeline, like, I don't know. I need, like, a...
Well, it's okay. I'm not gonna lie. Whenever whenever they showed them raiding the moisture farms, my first thought is I was like, oh, is that the Lars moisture farm? And I was like, no, they're all dead.
Yeah.
Oh, bummer.
Super burnt to crisps.
Super dead.
No, but I mean, like, and it's also before those are buried, the lightsabers are buried there and stuff. It's in this weird
gray area.
I guess it's like, what, like, fucking, like,
we have no idea what the fuck's going on with Lars
years
Homestead.
Before that happened?
30.
Yeah,
35.
Because probably about 30. Because you gotta think Han and Leia probably only took like a year or so to pop that one out, a little shithead out, and he's like,
they were like, we won the war, let's fuck. Yeah, that seems likely, but
probably like 30 something.
Dude,
damn, they were like boomers. There's a boomer generation in Star Wars.
There's literally
after the destruction of the Death Star, definitely, like the Death Star boomers.
Oh my god, that's why.
And Palpatine's clone was just like, let's fuck.
No, that's why Kylo's just awful. He's literally a boomer.
He's literally a boomer.
Makes sense.
But guys, this first episode of the Book of Boba, overall, I felt really, really good about it. I will say, first watch, and I still stand here, and I comparisons, the death of Joy, et cetera, but I really like doing it on the podcast because, you know, we have things to talk about.
That's the whole point.
Mandalorian season 1 premiere, Mandalorian season 2 premiere, and Bad Batch premiere. I enjoy all 3 more than I enjoy this premiere, which I did not anticipate.
I think, I don't know. Does that have to do with flashback? Like, is that part of it? Is just like not new? No, like,
I'm not gonna lie to you. There's nothing in particular that I'm like.
There's nothing you dislike. It's just
like it doesn't back up to what those 3 things did for me.
It's just not a lot happened.
Yeah.
Like,
hey, maybe this shows a second half team. It'll really show its true colors.
And don't get me wrong. Again, this isn't bad.
No, absolutely. But I'm just curious to see, like, by the end of the season, that'll be the true benchmark. Is like, how does it stack up? How does it compare in terms of total overall enjoyment and satisfaction?
I think so far this, like, at least the way they're like structuring it, it's so different from how they structured like The Mandalorian, because that's the show you can compare it with the best is The Mandalorian, because they're both, you know, westerns about a dude in a suit of armor doing shit. And I like, because of the flashbacks, how they're like framing that, like, we only got like shit. I mean, probably this is what, a 34 minute episode, or 30, you know, like 35-minute episode. And I would say probably about 20 to 25 of that was spent in flashbacks.
Oh, for sure. There was definitely more flashback than there was present.
And I kind of like, I loved that.
Oh,
especially the way they did the flashbacks of it. Wasn't just like, here's a flashback out of nowhere. It was, you know, we're experiencing these flashbacks with him as like dreams almost.
I think the thing for me that, like, I think back to, like, if I'm drawing that comparison and saying this is the lesser of the 4 Star Wars shows we've gotten premiere, like first episode of Mando, first episode of Star Wars television live action ever. Obviously a whole other thing. The introduction of Baby Yoda at the end, that reveal, fucking fantastic. Very few things in media have since stacked up to it for me. Season 2 premiere of Mando. Man fights a crate dragon, and we get the reveal that Boba Fett is back.
That's okay. Yeah, I guess I was trying to remember what the season 2 premiere had, and that's the big issue. Is there's no big reveals in this. Sure,
that's a big ass fucking. Those are two, like, heavy
monumental.
Those are heavy hitters.
No, and then Bad Batch premiere, like, coming off the coattails of the Clone Wars, it was automatically going to be slated to be better. Just because
especially how much I know you, Colton, love Clone Wars and love that you know, part of the story.
Right.
It doesn't surprise me that very hard.
I get what I think this is almost working with less. Like, there's less to work with, and so automatically, Like, but at the same time, I also think, like, one of the things, like, I was talking to my brother about, like, telling him, like, oh, by the way, first episode came out, like, because I watched it during the day. I didn't stay up because I completely forgot about it. And so I told him, I was like, by the way, it came out today if you want to watch it, thinking he had seen the first 2 seasons of Mandalorian. He hasn't. He watched the first season, didn't watch the second one. Oh. And his complaint was because there's those bits in the Mandalorian where it really slows down a lot, where it's not like, almost like side stories.
Yeah, but fuck that shit. No, if you're gonna, you get to binge it, motherfucker. Just go to the next episode. We had to wait a week for that shit.
How you that's what I'm saying. Get some milk. Oh, baby Yoda, drink all the milk.
Is with this, the way they're framing this, I don't think we're gonna have those slowdown episodes. I think, like, the most slowdown that we're gonna have is the episodes where we have, like, heavy flashbacks. And outside of that, it's just going to be constantly moving forward.
If this show, you know, I can't help but feel like we're going to have some sort of reveal or big character / big story arc come up. Like, I just feel like
I think the Colton's earlier prediction of the crime syndicates is probably the best.
However,
early prediction.
It will be interesting to see what this show can do with, like, I feel like it'll be maybe a deeper cut in a sense. If you're, you know,
I'm with you.
Is how do they make this show so much worth and fun to watch without having that Baby Yoda heavyweight? Boba Fett's back, bitch. Like, kind of.
Yeah, Luke. Like, you know, all these all the tie-ins. Yeah,
I think they might be banking on the fact that the heavy hitter is that the main character of this show is Boba Fett.
Yeah, and I think that's fair, and I think. And I'm okay with that because, as I was saying earlier,
as much as people have cried on Twitter about, oh, we need more Boba content. Boba, I want to see Boba. Boba. You know, if we're gonna do it, then you better fucking show up and show out for it.
And then also the number of people that cry about, oh, you know, the Mandalorian was all just fan service, and, you know, tying it back into characters that already exist and stuff like that. Like, all right, fine. Here's, you know, they haven't tied in any characters that already exist.
It's like, and like Miles was saying earlier, you said, like, they almost have less to work with.
Yeah,
you know, that's certainly true. You know, he had like 5 total minutes of screen time in the original trilogy, and we got a few episodes of the Clone Wars involving him. You know, like there isn't a lot to work with here, and then like a little bit in Attack of the Clones. But they're making do really well.
Yeah.
Like, because that's all the backstory we have, there's so much fruit to bear in building up further backstory.
And I think also what you've said with how this is kind of a gray area in Star Wars lore at this current moment, that's also great. You can run with this as far as you have a blank canvas, essentially. You know, you can turn this shit into whatever you want. And I think that's exciting. I mean, there is no knowing really what to expect. That's what's so different. Because Mando Season 1, Mando Season 2 premiere, those are all episodes that we could have, when, you know, we talk about it. Okay, at the end, what are some theories? What are you guys thinking? Like, fuck, man, I don't know about you guys. I don't really know what to think. I'm just waiting for the next one, and I'm excited.
I'm fucking ready.
Yeah.
No, and that's the thing is that I also get that from the tone of this a little bit more. Like, it almost feels more like the spectacle is just what it is. Like we are giving you a crime story, like a mob story about Boba Fett being a crime lord. Like,
and how that ties
I don't like
in
that
with
very idea is
other
fan
crime
service.
syndicates and that stuff. We're not tying this back into the Force and with Luke and with a little baby Yoda and all that stuff.
Right.
When are we getting freaking Cad Bane? Like,
when are we getting old?
There's 7 episodes to this, and it's only 1 season, right? Have they confirmed like that this is multi-season, or
they have not confirmed that?
They haven't,
but it's possible.
I would almost assume, short of Boba Fett dying at the end, I would just have to assume that they'd want to
7 episodes. Like, we got 6 more episodes. That's a lot, and I don't know. I feel
short,
Bane.
I'm sure they'll get longer, but this was a short episode. I thought I was expecting a 45.
That's kind of the benefit of this. It's streaming 40. Style though is that there's no TV slot. We can get a 50+ minute episode if they wanted to go there.
It was a 35, I think. Yeah, 30. Pretty much right at 35.
Yeah, it was a good premiere though. All in all, I really really enjoyed it. I don't have much else to say on it though. Any last thoughts around the bitches 4 here?
One last guess, possible maybe, is that Lando is involved somehow. I was trying to think of anyone who has like previous quarrels with Boba, and I guess Lando.
Maybe. Fucking Han could come in.
Yeah, Han. So like, I'm trying to just
see
where this could go.
No, they're not going to.
Yeah, no.
Harrison Ford can't stand this shit anymore. He's fucking
Harrison Ford wouldn't be coming in.
That's what I was gonna say. Is could you do the one? Could you use the actor from?
I don't know if they're ever gonna go ahead and utilize Alden Ehrenreich in a timeline after Harrison Ford would have reprised the role.
But think about this though. If we get a tie-in with the crime syndicates and with Kira, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we do get a Han comes in because, the last time they saw each other, she was, peacing out with a crime syndicate after he, did everything to try and save her. So maybe they do tie that back in.
And if you've read the War of the Bounty Hunter comic run, Kira and Boba have a slight history.
Like fight history, or
they've met in passing.
That type of history was what I was gonna do.
Yeah, but shit, guys. Yeah, I think that's it for the first episode of the Sarlacc Soundwave.
All right, so 35 minutes into an hour and 35 minutes, right on schedule.
Yep. That's perfect. But hell yeah, guys! I was Colton Robertson, joined by Joseph George. Thank you very much, buddy.
Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure.
Oh, always a pleasure to have you, and it is also a pleasure to be joined by Miles fucking Buttress. Thank you very much, homie.
Hey, happy to be here. Happy to come back anytime, man.
I mean, like, I want to say next week even, but I think the last time I said that, it ended up being 4 months. So,
no, I feel like the last time we knew it was going to be a little bit like we discussed that it was going to be a minute, and so we were like, who knows?
True. And on the screen below me that I can see and you cannot, KBZ Kyler Barnett. Thank you very much, homie.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Again, this was the Sarlacc Soundwave, a.k.a. Fett's Fuckboys, a.k.a. Fett's Fuckers, a.k.a. Boba's Boobs.
A.k.a. Georgie Boy.
Georgie Boy. If you would, head to patreon.com/CoroBloom, where you'll find well over 21 hours of exclusive content at this point and a bunch of digital art that I've created. Follow on Twitter, where you'll find a plethora of content and future updates on what we'll be doing. And starting tomorrow is our 52-year journey through film. 1970, we will be covering MASH on January 1st. And every Friday after that, we will be covering a movie from every subsequent year, 71, 72, 3, 4, all the way through to the last week of December, where we will be discussing a movie from 2022. And
finally
it works
starts.
Out perfect.
Oh my goodness.
Works out perfect. And yeah, we've got me and Joe will be there for that one for a few months. But yeah, follow on Instagram at Penny Bloom Podcast. And remember, peace, love, and bloom. And always praise Boba Fett.